And so we like talking to people who are in the theater and in, film and acting and see like where they're going and how they're going to do it. Now, do you have an agent already lined up, or do you have meetings or anything like that to get an agent?
So I have an agent here.
Okay.
Who has given me some information on someone to reach out to, but nothing's guaranteed.
Right on, yeah.
And
it's nice to have a connection.
It's nice to have a connection, but this person doesn't know me and could very well say, not interested.
Sure.
And it's tricky. It's a catch-22 because a lot of people who I trust and respect have said, don't go getting an agent. Wait for one to come to you. If you go find an agent, they're not going to be... It's less likely that they'll be interested in really fostering your career and helping you, because it will take some work because you're not famous. But if someone finds you and actively wants to represent you and sees something in you, they're going to work harder, and it's going to be a better relationship.
Sure.
So... ideally that'd be great, but then how does that happen?
Yeah, it's like people telling you, go ahead and wait for Mr. Right. He'll show up.
Yeah.
Just like sit right here. He'll be here in a second.
Yeah.
He'll swing by. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
So,
I gotta go check them all out.
Yeah. So I think I'm just gonna. But that's some advice from some people I trust, from a number of people I trust. So I think just finding the balance, trying. On the one hand, to do research and actively, try and get meetings. But also, an agent isn't going to change it all. You have to, so I'm just planning on doing a lot of my own stuff.
For a little while, yeah.
And kind of going from there.
Can you go to auditions without agents in these places? Okay. It made me feel like it was like too, I don't know, high up.
I mean, I don't know about... It's difficult to gauge quality of audition. When I was out there, oh God, I did 2 auditions in the time I was out there, and I booked one of them. I played a sorority president on a courtroom show,
great,
suing a sexy handyman,
of course.
And then the second thing I auditioned for, I did not get, and it was the audition, and I'm using rabbit ears. Is that what those are called?
Air quotes?
Air quotes.
Air quotes. Okay. See, for someone who's actually listening and not there, I was like, is this a Hollywood term? I don't know. I was using rabbit ears like that's a drug, like a performance enhancing thing or something.
So anyway, this audition, air quotes, it felt like I was in a Christopher Guest movie with 2, I mean, I'm not saying any names here, but it was like 2 guys who'd never done anything before. They'd never even heard their script read aloud. And they I was auditioning to play a reporter for one scene, 1 second, for $25 or something. Money's money.
Yes.
And I was at this audition for, a long time, over an hour. I had to keep refilling my car meter, and because they were so excited to, and like they were so sweet, but they were so excited to talk about their project that they were having me like improvise as reporter, but ask them, so tell me about the writing process for your script. And then
and they made you interview them?
Yes.
And they filmed the whole thing?
No, they didn't film it. What? That would be funny. That would be really smart. But
that's ridiculous.
That's the thing, because they weren't trying to be shady. They were just so excited. It was just.
Was it like at their house?
It was at a Starbucks.
Okay, way better.
I know. Yeah. No, I didn't go. It was in a basement.
Are there basements in LA?
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought basements only happened on the East Coast.
They happen in Boston.
Only happen on the East Coast.
Oh, now you're going to be a pop singer.
I don't think there are a lot of basements there. But yeah, so the point is, an agent is helpful because they, help sift through a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
But, it's fine. It's not like it was an hour and a half of my life I'll never get back, but it was an experience. And life is all about collecting experiences, right?
Sure. I'm down. I like that. That's why a lot of people will get like upset about auditioning, and I'm all like, I love auditioning. It's like a tiny show.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's like a tiny show.
That's really I like
one
that.
person and a camera. Yeah.
No, it's usually 2 or 3, and there's a camera, right? They're filming me. Okay, clearly it's a show.
I'm gonna write that down next time I'm panicking about an audition.
Oh, absolutely. That's the best part, actually. And when you get the callback, it's because like the audience wants an encore.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right. They like want to see you again. And the cool thing is, being in this town, you start to like recognize the casting people. So then you like walk in and you're like, "Hey, what's up?" Like, you know these people.
I really don't. I here's the other thing.
Did you do a bunch of auditions here that you met a bunch of different people?
No, I really haven't in Austin.
What was your agent doing? There are things to audition for.
I think it's maybe my age, my look. I'm not sure. They're just evidently isn't as much for someone who is not yet who's a girl, not yet a woman.
Okay.
Not a girl, not yet a woman.
Well, okay. I mean, it's interesting because, like, we're in different markets. You know, like, I'm in my 30s. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a different kind of person. And,
yeah.
How old are you, Lauren?
I am 24. So,
okay. All right.
You know, there's just
the breadth of work you've already done, and you're only 24. I'll be
Lauren.
honest,
I was going to say, this is a...
Lauren, I had sex for the first time when I was 25, so honestly, you would still be a virgin right now if you were me.
And who knows if I am or if I'm not.
A lady
never tells.
But
when I was 24, I lived in New York City.
That's very kind, and you guys are all flatterers. But I was actually just on the phone with my high school theater teacher.
Oh.
Yeah, we keep in touch. And, you know, he was asking how things are going, and I was saying, I'm already 24, and what do I have to show? And he was laughing. And I was talking about...
Because he's an adult man and realizes that you're ridiculous?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, you know, I know people say June Squibb got her start when she was an older woman, but I'm not as patient as June Squibb. You know, she was in Alaska, Nebraska. She's great. But yeah, I was like, that's great for her, but I don't see myself wanting to be absolutely destitute.
Well, I guess that's a question then, and I guess it'll probably end up being our sort of final question, which is like, do you think, I mean, and I guess you probably can't dictate this because the whole time you've been telling yourself to stop and you never have, but do you see yourself like getting up to a point and deciding you don't want to do it anymore? Or do you think this is something that's so in your blood that whether you're famous or not, you're just going to keep working projects?
I can't see myself ever getting out of this. I feel like I've tried enough times.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And it hasn't...
Yeah, you've been talking yourself out of it for a while.
I've tried everything to convince myself otherwise, but there's something about it that keeps bringing me back. And I really do love it too much that I can't imagine not participating in some way. But I am also open to the fact that people change, and there may come a time where maybe I move from acting as a primary focus to writing, show running as a primary. You know, I could see some kind of...
I also have thought about show running in that way, for sure.
Yeah, I could see that.
Seems like a logical move.
If that happened and I was at a place where that was something I enjoyed, then great. I think that's exactly what it is. I'm going to do it until it no longer is enjoyable.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine just stopping.
Well, thankfully, part of what the mild amount of wisdom that I can bring to the table as a 38-year-old, I guess, is to say that like what I've experienced is just new and different crowds of excited theater people that want to do projects, and I go from project to project to project. And like, I lived in New York for 3 or 4 years. I'm here in Austin for this time. Like, someday I won't be doing what I'm doing right now. I won't even see the people that I see right now.
Change is natural.
And then, you know, whatever my next level is, you know, you just do different projects. And I thought about it myself. I was like, well, I mean, you're almost 40. Are you gonna, if this doesn't, like, if you're not famous or something, like, you gonna stop? And I was like, no.
Well, I think
at this point, I have no other skills.
What you said before, I know, same. I'm like, I can get a stain out of almost anything, and most dogs like me. What you said about being a working actor, that's really my only goal. I mean, along with, I want to create good things with good people. So, but that can be a personal endeavor. I mean, I just want to be supporting myself in creative fields.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking for fame. I'm not, you know. So, I think if I were looking to be the next Kim Kardashian, it would be a lot easier to give up because it's a much less practical thing.
Yeah.
But being a working actor is an achievable thing. There are plenty of people who do that.
Yeah.
So I don't see myself throwing in the towel ever. I'm so sorry, Mom and Dad.
They're proud of you. They know you're working hard.
Yeah.
Plus, to a certain extent, if the world seems to be coming and pulling you to this over and over and over again, you have to sort of trust the way of the world that it's drawing you to the right place.
God,
sometimes.
I hope.
I mean, if you keep, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's like, if you ring the bell so many times, it's like, well, of course, that's what it's going to be.
If you ring the bell so many times, that's what it's going to be.
Sorry, I know. I know that doesn't make any sense, but you get it, right?
Yeah.
The old bell metaphor from Boston, yeah.
Yeah, it's as Boston as those Boston old-style candied peanuts. Delicious.
Brought to you by Lance.
Lance.
Yeah.
That is the brand name. I'm going to eat them right now. However, we have come to the
delicious.
end of our time. Lauren is a busy and exciting lady. Any final thoughts from Wendell or Delia that you want to chat with Lauren about?
Delia, I'll let you go first. I feel like even though I'm 3 hours away, I've kind of been jumping in a little too much. So
No, you haven't.
Okay.
You guys are both perfect.
Okay.
You've been very
All right,
tempered. Don't do anything crazy, though, Wendell.
This is just gonna say it was really nice talking to you. It's really good to hear from somebody who is like really nailing it, like early on, at least from the way I measure success.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it was really good to hear you say that about LA too, because I have always kind of had the same sort of shut off idea, or like I've been very scared of the idea of ever having to go to LA.
Mm-hmm.
Just being from the East Coast and having met Californians since I've moved here, I was just like, okay, no, it's exactly the stereotype that I think it is. So, like, having heard you say that makes me kind of want to give it a shot a little bit more. So that's
I mean, I think it's all about finding your tribe, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Aw, yeah, finding your tribe.
You know.
That's what I meant by ringing your bell.
Yeah, I think you just gotta find your buddies.
Oh, absolutely. And sometimes you're lucky and they just fall at you.
Absolutely.
That's the wonderful thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, Delia?
Oh,
Also, it was great. Also with you, and you're great.
Yeah, Wendell, I'm proud of you for doing the research while we're in the podcast. You're like looking it up. And you're like, I see your breadth of work.
I wish we had
Well,
more
it's
things
funny
for
because
him.
like
I see you were
I
snoopy.
was trying to do research earlier, but I hit my data cap like yesterday on my phone. So like when I was trying to load her Facebook page, all I got was Lauren, like how to say your name, because that's on your Facebook page,
Yeah.
Lauren Knutti, like
Yeah.
you have it phonetically.
Yeah, you got
and then
it.
below that it was Columbusville, Ohio. And then I was like, okay, well, what do I know about Ohio? And I already said that it's kidnapped victims and bone thugs. So I'm glad that like
Yeah.
I was able to find a good Wi-Fi connection
Yeah,
while we were talking, because that limits a conversation, I think.
absolutely.
So I'm just like, that's a fun name and that's a weird place. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was imagining finding your tribe being sent to ring your bell. Yeah.
That's why we don't combine those two metaphors.
Yeah, it's good.
You know, just go out there, find your tribe, and ring your bell.
Yeah.
You gotta find the tribe that rings your bell.